Hey guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's been a hot minute. Actually, no, it hasn't. I uploaded that video. And now I'm starting another video because I was actually really excited to do this reading vlog, basically, as you can see from the title. Yeah, it feels more personal. So, today, hold on. Welcome to today's reading vlog to read Lolita by Vladimir Nobokov. Yep, I'm finally reading this bad boy right here. I haven't watched any of the movies, nor do I intend to. Maybe I want to watch the one in the 90s, I think. I don't know, the one that was like really popular, but I don't know. I might get like weird, like it might be a little too weird seeing it actually in like film and seeing the actors play it out compared to just reading it. So this is me editing this video right now, having fully read the book, and me saying that I think I haven't seen the film, but I feel like it is equally as bad, if not worse, than the film, because I saw some clips of it, but like the book, oh my god, it's so much worse because you can actually see what he's thinking, and like it's like fully fleshed out on like what he wants to do, and like just how he, sorry, like I have so much mosquito bites, like it's so bad, but yeah, just wanted to say that. But yeah, I decided to start this just today. I don't even know if I'm gonna read this right now, but I just wanted to start the intro because I think I look pretty right now, and I didn't want to do it tomorrow in case I look ugly. That's literally the only reason. But okay, let me just tell you guys, I kind of started reading it a bit. I was like on page like 7 or something, like because I couldn't help myself, because like this is the one book that I've been wanting to read for like a hot minute. So I just started it, and then it was just like so, like I wanted to know what was next, you know what I mean? But if you don't know what Lolita, like the book, is about, it's basically, it was written, I think, was it like 19 something? It was written in the 19th century, 20th century. So it was written in the 20th century by this dude, and it was basically, from what I know and what I've seen in the media, it's about it's in a perspective of like Humbert, which first of all is the dumbest fucking name I've ever fucking heard. Yeah, Humbert. I was like, it is not love. For him, he might have thought it was love because it's in his perspective. His perspective point of view, he might have thought it was love, but it was not love at all. So it was, he's actually a fucking pedophile that is preying on this, I think her age was 12 years old, but it was not, she wasn't even 15, and I think in the movie she was 14, but in the book she was 12 years old. And yeah, so the guy Humbert, he was engaged, or like the husband to Lolita's mom, and like somehow she died, I don't know how, but he basically kind of kidnaps her, and like the story is told like about like you read the story with his like twisted like thoughts about her. So yeah, basically it's told in his perspective, where we see his feelings, like he talks about his like surroundings, like his emotions, and like I think maybe like what he's doing right now, and like just his thoughts mostly on like Lolita. It's so freaking twisted because he's this like 50-year-old man pining over this 12-year-old girl. Like he's like a little pedophile. And when I read the first few pages, I was already like so freaking disturbed, because we had this whole explanation of like, it talks about nymphs. Obviously, like nymphs are known to be like this like young, pretty like girls and whatever. Certain men over like maybe 25 to 40 or like 30 to 40 was upset why they couldn't have an attraction to like girls, like literal teenagers, not even. And it was so twisted. That's the book. that I'm going to be reading this summer. This is also one of my summer reading books, and I've already read like literally more than half of my summer TBR, and I only have, after this, I only have Donna Tartt's Goldfinch to read, and I only have like 200 pages of that, so I'm basically done all of my summer reads. And I'm going to be annotating this book, like thoughts and like how this sentence goes, or like what I think this like paragraph means and whatever, like anything I really want to write down. I'm excited to read this, finish it, and then like throughout the video I'm gonna be stopping after a few maybe chapters, couple pages, and tell you guys my thoughts. There may contain some spoilers, so but I'll tell you guys. Actually, I don't know if this is gonna be a spoiler free vlog. Maybe I will, but I will tell you guys if I am gonna say a spoiler. But if not, then the reviews should just be very like on what I think currently reading this book, not like what the events are happening, because I know not a lot of people read this and I don't want to be spoiling anything. Yeah. Don't be afraid of hurting my feelings. If this isn't love to you anymore, don't be afraid of hurting me. Please. That part, it reads that at least 12% of American adult males, a conservative estimate according to like this Dr. Blanche Swarmazan, whatever, enjoy yearly in one way or another the special experience H.H. Humbert, our protagonist, describes with such despair. And I'm reading the foreword right now, and it's already and this is just American males. Think about like the whole world. It's not funny. It's not funny. Hey guys, so it's like the third day? I'm not sure, but I know I didn't film yesterday because I know I filmed the day before yesterday. Does that make sense? English is weird. But anyways, so yeah. I started reading it obviously, and I'm also annotating. I don't know if I showed you guys my thing, but I'm on page 10 right now. This is just a little update. So I don't know if I'm gonna read in this like room right now, because like from the clip before you've already seen me reading here, and like the video is just gonna look weird like that. So I'm thinking I'm gonna read either in the living room or like in my mom's room, because she has a projector and I want the projector, but I'm kind of leaning towards the living room. But anyways, so yeah, I'm reading this while I'm also going to be watching Jack Edwards' new video, which is I Built My Dream Library. I love him so much. He's like, everybody knows him in booktube, but yeah, I'm gonna be doing that while I also read. And I read the infamous line, Lolita, light of my light, fire of my loins. Like, do you see that? Do you see that? Yeah, it's just an interesting read. Like the first chapter, I already have so many annotations. I'm gonna show you guys my annotations like probably at the end of the video, or like maybe like throughout, like a little sneak peek of it. But yeah, I'm on chapter 2 right now. I'm just kind of rereading the first like 10 pages because I want to annotate it so I don't forget. But yeah, I'll be updating you.
One thing you may have noticed is that the walls are...
Hey guys, so as you can see from the little bits of clip that I got, first of all, I just ended up reading in my room because I was like, because I was already comfortable in my like desk. I read for like an hour maybe, well kind of, because I was also watching Jack Edwards' video. But yeah, so I got up to page 21, which isn't a lot, I know, but for the language is kind of like, it's not like difficult, but it is like, for me, I need to kind of reread the sentences kind of, because like they're not in like obviously modern English. So, but it's not hard. So if you guys want to read it, it's totally like accessible. Like, just, it's disgusting. It's so disgusting, and it's kind of, that's why it's taking me a little bit too slow to read, is because I'm also annotating and I want to put my notes down, especially as my first read. Yeah, I'm gonna read later in the living room. It's a little later. I'm gonna eat something right now, and yeah, I'll just update you guys afterwards. I think I'm gonna talk to you guys about my feelings and like my thoughts so far on the book on the 50-page mark, maybe 75, I don't know, but soon. I'm like on chapter 8 right now, and literally not even like a paragraph into the book. Also, like, warning, like, remember my trigger warnings for this book, because this is like a heavy book to read. So if you're watching this and you get triggered easily, maybe skip this part, because throughout the book throughout the video, I'm kind of, or like telling you guys like the most effed up sentences that I read that I was just like, what prompted the author to write this? But okay, Humbert, literally the stupidest name, says here, what really attracted me to Valeria, which is like, if you read the book, or sorry, if you haven't read the book, it's like this girl that he marries, which is, she's actually an adult or something, like late in her 20s, I think. So what really attracted me to Valeria was the imitation she gave of a little girl. I wanted to like literally shoot myself in the head. I've been wanting to shoot myself in the head every time I read this book. I'd like to walk all over the things you say to me. I'd like to run and jump on your solitude. Hey vlog. So, nope. The good old position. You've seen me in this frame for like 100 times. Okay, so I decided to film this before I go, because then I'll probably forget later on and I'm watching the Barbie movie. So I'm like, let me do this right now. So, Lolita. The good old. So I'm like halfway and I'm about to be done it. I think this is where I left off. I don't even know. Yeah, page like 170 something. And let me tell you, it's taking me so long to read this book, because it's not like the language is hard. It's not like fucking Jane Austen, but the way the author writes, it's like you have to kind of reread it again to understand what it fully means. Because in first glance, especially if you're not very like versed with classics the first time, because I've read like more easy. I don't know how the fuck Anna Karenina was so much easier to read than this, but it was easier to read than this. But yeah, I've just been having trouble kind of understanding it for the first time, so I have to like reread it again. And I swear to God, the fonts are so fucking small. It takes me like 10 minutes to get through 10 pages. So like a minute each page. I'm like not even kidding. And so that's why I've been like struggling to read this book, and it's taking me so freaking long, and it shouldn't be taking me so freaking long. But I really want to finish this before Sunday, before I go to my trip like to Vegas and then to LA, because like I wanted to read Metamorphosis by Kafka, and I didn't want to take this with me because one, I'm gonna be filming in LA, or like my LA and Vegas trip, well also trying to film this vlog too. Like I wanted to finish this video and then get edit that and then film my other video. But okay, but enough of my troubles. I think I'm just gonna take this to the airport. I don't even care. So yeah, so here are my like halfway points kind of thoughts. There's no spoilers here. It's just my thoughts and like the way I think about the book. And what I wanted to say is, if you read this book, it's like the author, literary genius, because the way he writes it, it's like you'd think like he was convincing us that whatever Humbert's perspective was and what he was doing was right, because it is in his perspective. And then like you just be like, you're literally in the mind of a pedophile, and it's so uncomfortable sometimes. Like, oh my god, like phrases that I like read, or like the scenes, I'm just like, what the fuck? And then I'm like, this is the closest thing we'd ever get to like knowing what like a pedophile like is thinking about every single day of his life or her life, you know what I mean? This book's so interesting is because like the author could just write in a way where it's like like it kind of convinces you that whatever he's doing is right. And sometimes I catch myself like, well no, it's not like, oh wait, like his actions are excusable. It's not. Like, I always know in the back of my head, this is not right. He acts like the victim so freaking well. Like, he makes the points and excuses and like his actions justifiable in a way where it's kind of like it's literally in a court hearing, and like you have no choice but to listen to him because it's that good. And you kind of have to think about it a second time because it's like, is he right? But we know it's not right, you know what I mean? So it's not like, oh, I'm not a pedophile. No, he actually excuses his actions and is like, oh, and here's why, because of this history, this whatever, and like the laws in this state, and like, oh my god, it's this whole thing. Every time I read about it, I'm like, oh my god, girl, like, you're literally a pedophile, stop it. And then the other interesting thing is, like, if you read from the start of the book, his kind of trauma always reverts back to like the start of the book ish, kind of. Like, I can't say anything because I don't want to spoil it, but yeah, it's just like, I don't know, the writing is very well written, and then some of it is in French, and I heard that there's a reason for it, so I also find that interesting. And then like, the book right now, it follows through the events, and it's kind of written in like past tense, where it's like he's talking to us like, oh, this is what happened. It's a weird thing, you just have to read the book. But right now it's like we're through the part where we're seeing like his relationship with Lolita and like how that's going, and like his thoughts about her and like the life around them, and also obviously excusing his actions of like what he's doing. And but yeah, I'm not the same person I was reading this book, and I do have like a lot of annotations. Oh, you can barely see. And then I doggy tagged it. I don't care. I will not doggy tag any of my books other than classics because I feel like that's justifiable. So yeah, don't know if I'm gonna reread this. Probably in the future, just have like a new fresh lens. But as a first time reader, I'm like, no. This book maybe not the forte for reading it at 15 years old, but yeah, it's interesting, and I will get back to you when I read the book fully.
Thousand years later.
Nope. Every time this happens, you know what time it is. I finished the book. It took me like almost a whole friggin' month and a week, but I finished the book. Oh, not Icebreaker. I finished Lolita. And here are my thoughts and feelings and overall review of the book that nobody asked for, but I'm gonna just say it because this is a reading vlog and it is spoiler free. So I haven't even started my review and I've already got so many things going on, but okay, let's actually do it. I got the freaking band-aid. I don't even know how that happened. And we're gonna move on to Lolita's transformation, which I thought was very important to mention in this review. There are many things that I want to talk about, but I don't want to like lengthen this video. Like, Lolita's transformation, when you read the book, it's gonna be from like a naive, innocent little girl to like further more into the book, like maybe the halfway point or like a little bit after that. It's where you read like subtly, because it's in his perspective, you really have to like look at the way that he's describing the characters. But I mean Humbert, and to know that Lolita, she became a very manipulative and a good liar to Humbert. After the halfway point, like, she transformed into this whole new girl. Okay, I don't want to say woman because it was literally from 12 to 17. Well, no, not 17, 15. That's when like she kind of like ran off from him. That like whole transformation from 12 to 15, it was very different from when he first started knowing her. From knowing her and like knowing what she's like, to this girl that's being deceitful to Humbert, which, you know what, as she should, because this guy's a fucking pedophile. So I felt really sorry for Lolita in the last like 50 pages because you can absolutely see how ruined her character and her life and like her whole being. I don't want to spoil it, but it's just really sad, and I felt really bad for Lolita because it would be so interesting to read from her point of view. And sorry, I'm like scratching, it's so bad. You kind of see the aftermath of her life per se, so yeah, that was also an interesting thing. Okay, and I wanted to end off with a review I did from Goodreads, which if you want to follow me on Goodreads and be friends and look at all of my like bookish updates, I'm gonna put it up somewhere on the screen. So here, this book has been a whirlwind and so messy. The type of book that is essential to reread and reread again because there's so many clues, plot points, and foreshadowing that a first reader would miss or not connect. I know that because I'm still a little confused about the whole thing. Humbert makes you almost sympathize with him and writes in a way that you could be convinced he was a victim. Because you are literally in the mind of a pedophile and abuser for 300 pages. It's hard to keep in mind morals and ethics of the whole situation and severity. I felt really bad for Dolores, Lolita, towards the end, and when you read the book, it's a transition from a naive and innocent girl to still a girl, but learn how to manipulate and lie to H.H. Humbert. She was a woman in his eyes, although only being... Oh, that's actually a spoiler. I don't want to say that. Anyways, I have many more to say, but you should definitely read this book if you're interested in reading from a completely different and twisted mind of a person, and Vladimir Nobokov is a complete literary genius from being able to write a character like H.H. So, and cut. Yeah, that is my review of this fucked up of a book. I hope you enjoyed me in my journey in reading this for this summer. Hope you learned from it. Either I scared you from this book or made you want to read it. Hopefully it's the latter. Actually, don't be upset if you never read this book, but yeah, no, definitely if you read this book, I think there are some very important lessons and things that you can take away from it. So yeah, I think it's worth it. And thank you for watching this very long reading vlog, and I'll see you in the next video. I don't know when that is.